Good morning, students. Now, today's topic is magnetic effects of electric current. This is our second lecture on this topic. The topics to be covered today are magnetic field due to current through a circular loop, magnetic field due to current in a solenoid, Ampere's experiment, force on a straight current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, and Fleming's left-hand rule, electric motor. So these are the topics that are to be covered in this lecture today. Now, magnetic field due to current through a circular loop. The right thumb rule can be used for a circular conducting wire as well as it comprises of small straight segments. Every point on the wire carrying current gives rise to a magnetic field that appears as straight lines at the center. The properties of these lines are: at the center of the circular loop, the magnetic field lines are straight. Now you can check it from this figure. These are almost straight line. The center at this point, it will be a straight line. Each segment of circular loop carrying current produces magnetic field lines in the same direction within the loop. That is, now this is a pictorial view of a circular loop through which current is passing. Now for this section, for the left side, the current is flowing from plus sign towards the minus sign. Now that means the current flows this direction, and by right thumb's rule, the direction of the field lines will be along the anti-clockwise. So these fields are anti-clockwise. Now at this section, at the right part of the conducting wire, we can see that the current flows downward, and as a result, the direction of the field lines will be clockwise. So one point is clockwise and another is anti-clockwise, and at the center of these two fields, the straight line, there will be straight lines of magnetic field. The direction of magnetic field at the center of the circular coil is perpendicular to the place at the core of the coil, that is along the axis of the coil. Now this is a coil, so this is a circular loop. The axis will be along this side, and the direction of the field line will be also this. Now what are the factors affecting the strength of the magnetic field? Magnitude of magnetic field is directly proportional to the magnitude of the current through the loop. That is, field is directly proportional to the current, and the magnitude of the magnetic field is inversely proportional to the radius of the circular loop. Less the loop, greater will be the magnetic field, and greater the radius of the loop, magnetic field will become less. More the current flows through the conductor, more will be the magnitude of the magnetic field. Now magnetic field due to current in a solenoid. Now what is a solenoid? A solenoid is a coil of many circular windings wrapped in the shape of a cylinder. You can check like this. So it is a cylindrical shape of coils. Many numbers of coils are there. When current is passed through it, it behaves similar to a bar magnet. It behaves as a bar magnet, producing a very similar field pattern as that of a bar magnet. To increase the strength, a soft iron core is used. Now the strength of this magnetic field can be increased by using soft iron core. The strength of magnetic field produced by a current carrying solenoid depends on the following factors. Number of turns in the solenoid. More the number of turns means greater magnetic field. Now strength of the current, more the current, more will be the strength of the magnetic field. Nature of core material in the solenoid. Soft iron used as a core produces strongest electromagnet. Now remember one thing, this type of solenoids produces electromagnets, and electromagnets are temporary magnets, not permanent one. As long as current flows through the circuit, it will exhibit its magnetic property. But as soon as the connection is off, that is, you put off the current, then and there, the magnetic field will be closed. It will not show any magnetic field anymore. Now you can check that inside the solenoid, the field lines are almost parallel to each other. Since magnetic field lines are straight through the center of the solenoid's lumen, that is inside the solenoid, the magnetic field lines are straight. So there is uniform magnetic field inside the solenoid. So inside the solenoid there will be there will be magnetic field and it will be uniform. Solenoidal engine is a good example of this type of magnetic property. Now, force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Ampere's experiment. When an electric conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. This force is directly proportional to the current and is also perpendicular to its length and magnetic field. So, this is the current. The conductor, this is a conductor, it is placed above a magnetic field, that is we have used a U-shaped magnet. This is the north pole, this is the south pole, and current is flowing from this side to this side. So it will experience a force upward, that is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. Magnetic field is along this side, force is along this side. Similarly, if you place inside the magnets or in between the magnets, then it will feel a force downward. Now this is Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule states that the direction of force applied to a current carrying wire is perpendicular to both the direction of current as well as the magnetic field. If the force on the conductor is along this side, direction of the magnetic field is this side, then direction of current will be this side. Now you could check these figures explain Fleming's left hand rule. If magnetic field is along this side, if magnetic field is along this side, current is flowing along this side, then the force will be along the thumb of the left hand. If the forefinger of the left hand indicates the direction of the magnetic field, the middle finger represents the direction of the current, then the thumb finger will be indicating the direction of the force on the conductor, provided all the three fingers are held mutually perpendicular to each other. This is Fleming's left hand rule. Now electric motor. An electric motor is used to convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. So it is a vice which converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. Motors convert electrical energy to mechanical work. The opposite is done by generators that converts mechanical work to electrical energy. Now we will learn about electrical generator in our next lecture. Now what are the different parts of an electric motor? A simple motor has the following parts: a power supply, mostly DC for a simple motor. Motor can be also of AC. A field magnet, it could be a permanent magnet or an electromagnet. An armature or a rotor which will rotate. A commutator, brushes and axles. These are the components of an electric motor. Now what is the function of power source? A simple motor usually has a DC power source. It supplies power to the motor armature or field coils. Commutator, it is the rotating interface of the armature coil with a stationary circuit. Field magnet, the magnetic field helps to produce a torque on the rotating armature coil by the virtue of Fleming's left hand rule. You have just read through the Fleming's left hand rule, because the conductor will experience a force to the direction perpendicular to the field and the direction of the electric current. Now armature core holds the armature coil in place and provides mechanical support. Armature coil, it helps the motor to run. Brushes, it is a device that conducts current between stationary wires and moving parts, most commonly the rotating shaft. Now what is the working principle of an electric motor? The working of an electric motor is based on the fact that a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field around it. To better understand, imagine the following situation. Take two bar magnets and keep the poles facing each other with a small space in between them. Now take a small length of conducting wire and make a loop. Keep this loop in between the space between the magnets such that it is still within the conducting sphere of influence of the magnets. Now for the last bit, connect the two ends of the loop to a battery terminals. Once electricity flows through your simple circuit, you will notice that your loop moves. So why does this happen? The magnetic field of the magnets interferes with that produced due to electric current flowing in the conductor. Since the loop has become a magnet, one side of it be attracted to the north pole of the magnet and the other side to the south pole. This causes the loop to continuously rotate. This is the principle of working of electric motor. You can see this is the pictorial view of working of electric motor. Now you are connecting the two ends with a battery. The commutator reverses the current, brushes carry current to the commutator. This is the electric current. Now it's rotate. Simple electric motor. Now types of electric motor. Electric motors are of two types, AC and DC. Now we will talk about DC here first. Now DC motors can be two types, brushless and brushed. If it is brushed, then it should contain may be of series wound, shunt wound, compound wound, permanent magnet. We will talk about later in class 12. AC motors. AC motors are of two types, synchronous and asynchronous. Asynchronous are induction type of motors. Now asynchronous is of again two types, single phase and three phase. The most commonly used type, used in the industrial area. Now uses of electric motor. Electric motors are used in a variety of applications. Some of them are listed: drills, water pumps, hard disk drives, washing machine, industrial equipment, etc. Now you can see there are some pictures of electric motor, how they are made. Thank you for now. We will see about electric generators and the rest part of the topic in our next lecture. Thank you.